to play with, there's always partypoker.com, where the world plays poker.
Can you keep your poker face when you could lose your stack? Can you pull off a move when you're on the button? Are you in love with the ladies or do you have the nuts? Texas Hold'em has all the answers. It's Last Chance Saloon here in the final heat of the partypoker.com World Open, and what a lineup we have around the table today. Liam the Gentleman Flood, last year's runner-up, gets a chance to settle the score as he faces his nemesis and reigning World Open champion Lee Final Table Nelson. All 6 players will be gunning for glory, but who will be the last man standing and scooping the final seat at the semi-final table? Let's go over to Jessie May and Cowboy Kenna James.
This is it. We are on the home stretch, the last ticket, the last seat into the semifinal, and what an event we have on hand tonight.
Yeah, and fittingly, up today, he'll be the defending champion of this tournament, so let's see who's at the table.
Robin Keston, I'm from London. I'm a cash game player really, not a tournament specialist. I won't be sitting around. I'll be, I'm not worried to be going out first hand today.
My name is Jani Sointula. I'm from Helsinki, Finland. I won Monte Carlo Millions 2004.
My name is Eddie Scharf. I'm from Cologne, Germany. I've been playing poker for about 10, 12 years. There's no glory in coming in second, so I guess nobody's listening. My strategy is to come out firing right away.
My name's David Rudling. I'm from a little village called Earlscone in Essex, near Colchester. I think the core poker player needs fundamentals like mathematics and stuff, but to play live in this environment, you need some balls as well.
My name is Liam Flood. I'm from Maynooth, County Kildare in Southern Ireland, and I just play poker tournaments. It's probably one of the toughest tables that I've played on, so chances wouldn't be great. Like, I'm the oldest member of the teams. I'm probably getting a little bit dozy, but we won't worry about that until it happens.
My name is Lee Nelson. I'm from Auckland, New Zealand, and my career achievements to date, probably the biggest achievement was winning the Aussie Millions, 2006 Aussie Millions, which was $1,300,000. It's always great to defend a championship. It's a lot harder to win the second year because everything's been on TV and they've seen you play and your opponents have studied you, but we'll do the best we can.
Wow, that is one tough table, highlighted, I think, Kenna, by last year's champion and runner-up Lee Nelson and Liam Flood.
Oh, great point, Jesse. And I've played with a lot of these players all over the world. No slouches here. Lee Nelson at the Aussie Millions, which he won. Eddie Scharf at the World Series of Poker. He took down 2 bracelets, not 1, but 2. Not easy to get. Yanni recently at the over in Monte Carlo at the Monte Carlo Millions. So one tough field. We're really in for a treat tonight.
They will be gambling it up, so let's get over to the table and watch the sparks fly. Let's get ready to grumble. Cards will be in the air here for this final heat of the World Open, and what a table we have. That is Liam Flood, second place in this tournament last year, and on his left will be his nemesis, Lee Nelson from New Zealand. The Kiwi took the title, the bracelet, the championship home last year. Players will begin this heat, of course, with a 100,000 starting stack. The yellow chips are worth a K. The blues are worth 2, and the reds 5,000 apiece. You must win every chip if you want to go to the semis. And what a tough semifinal it's going to be.
Not worried. I'll get some sleep in about half an hour.
Button on Hellraiser, Yanni Sointula. And it looks like 69 for Flood. Ken, it's the last heat now. We've seen 11 of these heats. What do you think has been the most effective strategy employed early on?
Excellent question, Jessie May. I think a balanced strategy, one that is conservative in the beginning and then opens up to an aggressive posture towards the middle and end, kind of like a runner who saves his best stuff for the final kick, I would say is what's worked most effectively.
It was 6,000 from Lee Nelson with the pocket sevens, and Yanni on the button has called with the 2 overcards. This will be the big blind, 4,000 on Rudling. And that's not a bad hand for a multi-way pot, but he is dominated by Sointula's queen.
Call.
That is correct, Jessie May, but we'll see what the flop brings.
Action will be on Rudling. The Englishman has flopped top pair. He is going to run in to Hellraiser's kicker, though.
Check.
All spades on the flop, but nobody has spade in their hand, so that may slow the action down a bit. Let's see if it gives Lee Nelson pause.
Would you call this continuation from Lee? He raised before the flop and feels obligated to bet?
14,000.
Or is it a tester?
Hard to know what is going through Lee Nelson's mind right now, other than the desire to pick this pot up right here, right now. I think he may run into some friction from Sointula or Rudling.
And he's got a tough decision here. I mean, if Lee did have, say, a pair and a spade, there's not much in it, is there?
Absolutely right. And if Sointula's decision was tough, Rudling's is even more difficult.
Yeah, I mean, he can take that flat call by Sointula as a lot of strength or a lot of weakness, but it looks like he's coming in here. That's a raise with basically
33,000.
a bad hand.
Well, he is using the play of the check raise here to put his opponents to the test in under the fire early in the early going of the Party Poker World Open. You're looking there at Lee Nelson, winner of the Aussie Millions.
Well, Lee Nelson bet 14,000. He's been called and raised now approximately 34,000 more. Should he take this hint?
Well, absolutely. Lee doesn't really have a decision here. He put out a test bet. The test failed. And also the strong play by Rudling now, 2 hands out of the gate, will vault him into the lead.
Yeah, that's fantastic stuff for Rudling to win that putt.
At some stage I was keen on winning it.
Pass.
Yanni Sointula, he's out. Eddie Scharf looks down,
Pass.
says those cards are not worth playing. Over to Robin Keston.
Pass.
Button play here. Rudling folds up. Button play for Flood.
Pass.
Well, it looks like Liam Flood certainly could have raised in position there. He's raised with that type of hand out of position, but I guess his right arm is getting tired. And he decides to toss him in the muck. Lee Nelson now with 2 5s out of the small blind. He makes it 8,000 and runs into the big slickster.
Yeah, and now when this kind of matchup comes blind on blind, Ken, it has potential to get more explosive, doesn't it?
That's a great point, Jessie May. It certainly does.
Relax.
And all of a sudden, Robin Keston waking up.
20,000 more, 26 total.
That is a big splash of red, and being that Lee Nelson has lost the first few pots he's played, that 20,000, a big percentage of his stack right now.
Absolutely, and that also could affect his decision in making this move. All in and quickly called by Keston.
The classic matchup, pocket pair versus the overcards.
It's a race. This race is so close. It's like flipping a coin. If you get a quarter out, well, I guess it's something different over on this side of the pond, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, two players who wouldn't back down here, Ken. I guess they're going to flip a pony.
What